Hello, wherever you are. This is the Soul Dive. My name is Lebo. I am your host. I am so excited to be with you in this way. We love getting to spend time with you on the Soul Dive on Tuesdays. We do this once a week on a Tuesday in the evening, and we get to talk about all the things that are about the soul that affect us, every single one of us. And today we have a topic that is centered around love. No, we are not focusing specifically on relationships. Of course, we will talk about love in that context as well. But we are talking about love as it pertains to the love of the self, the love of others, and the different expressions and the forms that love does take in practice. Yeah. Let's do our check in. We begin each soul dive with a check in. This is a time that we use to pull ourselves towards ourselves, because we are going through this time of a pandemic. We also use this time to get together as a human race and to send one another that positive energy, to send love to all the corners of the world. So I ask you to join with me. Give yourself permission to relax. Sit down in a place where you can be comfortable and undisturbed for the next, 5 to 7 minutes. And where you can just relax, give yourself permission to relax. Taking a nice deep in breath and out. If you're wearing shoes, go ahead and take them off. Put your feet firmly on the ground, grounding yourself, putting your self in your chair firmly, relaxed but quite settled in your chair, on your feet, and giving yourself permission to relax. Taking another deep in breath and out. With this next deep breath, try to feel your body. If there is any part in your body that has got tension, that is tired, that just needs a little bit of TLC, take a deep breath directly into that place. Bringing that place to mind, bring your breath right there and out. Continuing to give yourself permission to relax. Breathing in and out. In again. You are more relaxed now, finding your normal breathing rhythm. Now you're finding your normal breathing rhythm and bringing your attention to your breath. Aware of your in-breath as you're breathing in, aware of your out-breath as you're breathing out. You are not trying to do anything with your breath. You are just aware of your breath. You are aware as your breath is coming in. You are aware as your breath is going out. You are not actively manipulating your breath in any way. You are just aware of it, observing your breath. Sometimes you might put a little finger in front of your nose just so you can feel your breath. It might be warm coming out, cool coming in. You're just with your breath. Of course, this is the thing that keeps us on this planet. Beings that aren't breathing aren't legal on this planet. Our breath, attached to our body, is the one thing that is present in the now, in this moment. You're aware of your breath coming in, your breath going out, just aware. Now go ahead and put a heart, place a hand on your heart, over your heart. Doesn't matter which one. Continuing to be aware of your breath. Yes, there are thoughts coming and going, but they are just like people walking down the street as you walk down the street. You're aware of them, but you're not giving them any attention. You're aware that they are there, but you have not come to them. You have come to this place to pay attention to your breath, to pay attention to yourself. This is your moment about you. You're aware of your breath coming in, your breath going out. Continuing to give yourself permission to relax. If you find that you are finding a build-up of tension, go ahead and have a deeper breath and release. You might release into a sigh, but allow your breath to be like a cleansing balm over your entire body, administering love and light and health to every cell in your body. You are aware, of course, of your hand over your heart, warming your chest area where you have put it. And you're aware of your heartbeat. Your awareness of your heartbeat has slowed your breathing a little bit more, making you relax a little bit more. Breathing a little bit more relaxed, like you would if you were reading a book or lying down, just relaxing. I want you to now bring to mind a memory of a cherished child. Maybe it's your little brother, your little sister, maybe it's your own child, maybe it's a niece or a nephew. Bring to mind a cherished child, one that helps you transport to your own youth, one that fills you with so much love and appreciation, one that you have absolute hope for. Bring this memory to mind, bring this child to mind. We use the energy, we are evoking emotions of kindness, of compassion, of hope, embodied in our feelings about this cherished child as we connect around the world. Allow your moment. Yes, you might find yourself sighing again as you get more relaxed. To connect with humanity today, I send waves of love through the atmosphere. I contribute to the positive changes of the world. I see the beauty in people and in my environment. I do my part to heal the world today. I see myself. Take a nice deep in-breath as you raise your arms. And exhale as you bring your arms back into a nice squeezy hug over yourself. Don't forget to smile. I absolutely love these moments. I love the ability to actually connect with the world over, with everyone who is in the sound of my voice at different times, at different places in the world, and being able to actually love on ourselves and the world and send love across the world in this way. It is just such a privilege and an honor. You will notice that although we made a pact earlier when this pandemic started that we would use this moment to send love to the world over, I've also added a little tidbit for ourselves personally. That moment of saying, I support myself. I love myself. You know, we're going to talk about love. We're in it now. All right. It's one of my most favorite, most cherished subjects. And yet also one of my most uphill battles. Because it's one of those things that I've questioned all my life. Like all my life, I've questioned, why am I here? That's a big one. And I've definitely questioned, what is love? What is love? What is love in this context? What is love in the context of different people and different relationships in my life? And just trying to understand what is love and why is it important? What is its place in my life and everything? And I mean, I know that there is many definitions that we can give to it. But I truly believe in all of my life, with all my heart, that love is the most powerful force. That the word love itself has kind of been bastardized with all of our thinking and applying it to specific situations and stuff. So, just a moment, let's drink our... Let's have a sip of water. Did you see my earrings, by the way? Did you see my earrings? These are still from Black Eba. We do have some very nice pairs of earrings from Black Eba Crafts. They are on here on Facebook as well as on Instagram. You look them up under Black Eba Crafts. Or simply like this video, tag a friend who would love a pair of handmade earrings, and share the video, and then you can be counted when we do the competition to win. I only pick someone who's actually in the group, on the Soul Dive group, and we pick them to be the winner for the week. All right, we're talking about love. So I'm gonna quickly just go through, and I don't know why it is in a different language, but the 8 different types of love. All right, they say the eight different types of love. Philia, which is affectionate love. Philia is love without romantic attraction, and it occurs between friends or family members. Then they say there's pragma, which is an enduring love. I find it funny that a lot of times, until recently, in just normal life, people weren't walking around and just constantly telling people, I love you. They weren't. They just were doing it. You didn't tell people that you loved them. You just loved them in action. And therefore they knew that you loved them. You didn't, like, I know my grandma loved me. She never once said to me, I love you. It wasn't her way. My grandpa did, but like probably once in all of my life of knowing him. And yet we knew, because it was more important to act in love than to actually be saying and to declare it with words. Because of course, you know, words are something, but actions are so much more, aren't they? So there's also pragma, which is enduring love, and there's storge, which is familiar love, eros, which is romantic love, ludus, which is playful love, mania, which is obsessive love, philuatia, which is self-love, and agape, which is selfless love. And I'm not going to go into those. You can Google them if you want. I just wanted to say there's different types of love apparently. But I'm thinking, there's gangster love. There's like Lakshin love. There's like sisterly love. There's brotherly love. There is, all kinds of love. But one thing that we can all agree on is that there are characteristics that are common to any and every kind of love. No matter what the relationship you have with the person, these are important. Number one, I don't think that you can be totally capable of expressing or properly receiving love if you yourself do not practice love towards yourself. And this is not an all-encompassing kind of concept, because there may be areas in my life that I'm able to love myself, and then areas in my life that I just am horribly, shockingly bad at loving myself in. And those areas in which I really practice self-destruction and lack of care and self-hate really in are those areas that I will most likely not be able to receive love in. Make an example. And yes, I do make examples that I feel I have some experience with. If I feel like I don't like my gut, and just this center area, I don't enjoy it, and my partner just likes to put his hand around there and just be squeezing the spare tire there, he might be enjoying it, but it might just annoy the living daylights out of me to a point where it annoys me with him. Like, I'm now suddenly angry at him because it's a part of me that I just cannot find love for. Therefore, I cannot allow somebody else to love about me. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean. So self-love becomes very important when we talk about being able to receive love from others. It's almost like that thing where you need to have receptacles for a type of love for you to be able to receive it. If you're a person who feels awkward about playfulness and feels like, I can't be comfortable because you're not comfortable in your own skin, and playfulness is just really uncomfortable for you. I can't show my back, I can't show my legs, and playfulness is just terrible for you, then that's not a kind of love that you can enjoy. And when people come at you with that, it's going to be problematic. So these are the types of things that I'm talking about. So what do we look for? As soul divers, we look for ways of expanding ourselves, of growing ourselves and growing our capacity for especially love, because it's such a huge concept. It's such a huge part of the soul. I'm not even sure that the soul is not totally made up of love. When I think of even the word soul, I think of it as spirit of unconditional love or seat of unconditional love. It feels like it is the place where unconditional love is made. And so when I think of the soul, I really think that is what love is made of, that it's made of love. The soul is made of love because, well, it is, isn't it? Don't just believe me. Just go check it out. I promise you, I feel like it's really the thing. So there are things and expressions of love that we tend to not think of as specifically love, but they're very much present in most relationships. And I say relationships in quotes because I mean friendships, I mean family, I mean any situation in which you have a communion with somebody else that you wish to keep, that you have a connection with someone. There has to be these elements which tend to be quite more important than just their emotional aspects, and in fact contribute to them. What are these? Trust. Trust is one of the most important factors in a friendship, in a relationship, in a neighborship, in any kind of ship, even in worship, guys. Like, if you don't have trust, then it becomes very difficult to actually be able to know that there's a future of any description. Because if you don't have that, then how are you going to actually know that we are walking the same journey, that we're going towards the same direction or anything like that? And then with that comes honesty. Honesty is so important to love, because love is nurtured by honesty. It's nurtured by the ability to show up truthfully and say, and I'm not talking about honesty that is brute force and rude and just says what first comes to mind with not a thought for how the other person will feel. No, I'm talking about honesty when it is true expression of what it is that is true within me and in my experience right now, and what is true from my perspective, and each party being able to bring that. Whether it's a work relationship, a friendship, any kind of ship needs honesty. And it's major, because if you know that you cannot rely on someone to be honest, that's trust gone. That's essentially how trust is eroded. That if this person cannot be honest, if they cannot look you in the eyes and tell you what their true feelings and their true thoughts are about a situation, then you have no business being in any kind of ship with them, right? Even if it's your mom, even if it's your dad, even if it's your sister, your brother, your friend, your neighbor. Honesty, very important. And then respect. I want to take respect and take it also into relationships between men and women. A lot of times when we as women think about love, we think about all the mushiness, all the beauty of, oh, he does this for me and he's so kind and he's so sweet and he's so honest and I can trust him. But a lot of times when it comes especially to men, respect is almost number one in the things that they look for, and actually knowing that a relationship between me and this person can work. Because you see, a lot of respect is not as much about not withholding expression as it is about expressing yourself appropriately at appropriate times. Respect is that thing that will make you hold your tongue when you are during the people, and not have public throwdown fights with your man, because you can talk about this once you get home, and not everything as a train smasher needs to be thrashed out immediately right now. And respect is that thing that will make you hold your tongue or say things in a way that is a little bit more, not sugar-coated as such, but certainly considered, a little bit more measured for who in fact you are saying this to. Then we come to communication. Do you notice a pattern here? Trust, honesty, respect, they all flow into each other. Because you are never going to effectively communicate with someone that you do not trust. Because how do you put your feelings out on the table properly if you don't trust that you are going to be well received? How can you be vulnerable with someone that you cannot trust? And that's on any level, even just as a friend or a neighbor. You can't go knocking on your neighbor's door and asking for a cup of sugar when you know that you can't trust this person to not patlalaza that thing around the whole neighborhood. You cannot be honest with someone that you cannot respect or cannot trust. And therefore you cannot also communicate more effectively, because there are these things that weighs at the back of your mind that's, are you sure we should be talking to this person? We cannot trust them. Oh, we can't trust them. And they have no respect for privacy. They can just be telling everybody, And communication is a funny one, because just like honesty, people can sometimes focus so much on communicating that they forget that actually it must also be tempered with love, kindness, with consideration, with a sense of knowing that there's a person at the end of your words. You just don't communicate carelessly and not consider that there's a person at the end of your words. Yes, we consider your feelings, but also if your feelings are to be taken into proper consideration and communication, then they need to be communicated responsibly in a way that prepares the ground in which that seed of your communication is going to fall. Otherwise, you might as well keep quiet, because it's a waste. It's not going to be well received and may not even be received at all. And then here's another one that this one has been abused so much recently: loyalty. So much of the time, loyalty for a lot of people tends to be much more important than, knowing that a person loves me. Because if a person loves you, but they are not loyal to you, what does that really mean? What shape does that take? So what is love without loyalty? By the way, as we're talking about all of this, I would love to hear your input. If there is something that you have recently found to be a little bit more important than just any of these, or something that you have found to be of profound importance in love for you, please go ahead, comment that in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Let's take this conversation over. Loyalty, extremely important. So loyalty takes on the form of, and this is a thing that often happens in a lot of relationships. They break up because they're sitting in a place where one is fighting to defend the loyalty in the relationship, and the other one is defending the respect in the relationship. One is saying you are not loyal to me, and the other one is saying you don't respect me. And they always kind of get into this transaction like, if you don't respect me, I cannot be loyal to you. And it becomes like bargaining things. None of these things stand alone. If you pick one out, then the love is broken. If you take one out and throw it away, then the love is broken. They all join together to add to this wonderful concoction, stew of love that we love to serve those we care about in our lives. Happiness. Yes, happiness is important, guys. Happiness. And not happiness that says, I want to be happy at the expense of everybody else in this family, in this company, in this country. No. Happiness kind of, it's funny because happiness in community, in communion is actually a team effort. It's almost like that saying that where nobody's happy unless mama's happy, and yet when mama's happy, suddenly everybody's happy. It's reciprocal. When you find that there's pockets of unhappiness in a home, in a company, in any coherent group of people, you will find that if there is some happiness missing, communication will start to lag. Respect will start to fall off. Honesty will start to fall off. Trust will start to fall off. So these things feed into one another. When they are there complete as a set, then everybody be happy. It's like, yes, we are doing this. We are complete. Everyone is kind of getting what they need. And it's funny that not everybody needs all of these at the same time all the time. But at different times, they serve a different purpose for each person. I'm going to say a swear word now. Please brace yourself. Compromise. Yes, I said it. Now, I am one of those people that believes in and. I don't believe in or. I believe in and. So how I actually compromise for me is that it's in terms of timing, So you get what you want and I get what I want. We just differ in terms of the timing in which we get it. And for me, that's full on compromise. But for a lot of people, it's a swear word. I think a bigger thing here is the willingness to compromise for the happiness of the whole, to be able to achieve the mission of the whole, whether it is as a family, as a company, as a relationship, as a unit of people that come together in some kind of relationship. Compromise is important to establish. But this means that we go back to that space of communication and we talk. You say outright what it is. You be honest. You trust that the others are showing up 100%. And you respect their feelings, but you respect yours too. So every single one of these things applies to you as much as they apply to others. You cannot begin to give anybody else what you are not willing to give yourself. When you cannot trust yourself, no one else can trust you. When you cannot be honest with yourself, you cannot be honest with others. And when you cannot respect yourself, you cannot expect others to respect you. So these things apply first and fully to myself and then to others, and then I'm able to actually measurably apply it to all of my relationships. And then a very, very important thing, safety. Safety is so important in any relationship. It's almost more important than a person who says, I love you, I love you, I love you. You can tell a person 30 times that you love them. But if you are making them feel totally unsafe and dragging them to places and things that are totally unsafe, then it is an expression of no love at all. Because safety is extremely important. We feel safe in the arms of those we love. We feel safe in the arms of those who love us. But guys, I must take it back. Respect is a mutual thing. It is important to mutually respect each other. And sometimes it's so much more important than many of the other things in order to sustain true love. Because when we respect each other, then we are able to actually hold space momentarily for the other person's BS. And just watch and see, it's okay, so this is who you are, how you are, and be able to actually just hold our tongue while we actually observe and gain understanding. That's another one. Understanding. Yeah, when next to compromise, I would definitely put understanding. Understanding is not about the same thing that we think of when we have read a book and we understand it. No. It's actually more of a willingness. It's like an underlying willingness. Like, when I say to understand, we don't mean they already know everything. We mean that they are a kind of person that can be willing to understand, that can come to the table and be open-minded and be willing to take in information as well as present their own side fully, and not take it as an insult that we say, this is what my story is. So, here are some of the things that me personally, I think are very important in hashtag true love. I'm going to get into trouble for this, but please put your comments here and tell me which ones of these you totally don't agree with, or which ones of these you would like to add to and stuff like that. It would be so much fun. Let me take a sip of water before I go. Okay. True love. Guys, there's no such thing as true love when you are not able to be yourself. If this is true love, you must be able to be. Bona, what and all, you must be able to be yourself. Hundreds. You must be able to be vulnerable with each other while knowing that you are safe, while knowing that it's not going to be used against you, that it's not going to be a thing that ning down the line it comes back, because couples do that, ne? Just now I'm there for you. Hundreds. You are yourself, and then ning when I just want to like ning when you no, none of that. Okay, be able to be yourself. If you notice that your partner is one person when they are with you and two other people when they are with their friends, and yes, there's certain characteristics that you will see when they are with friends that you won't have a display to see when they are with you. That's okay. There's ways that men are men without their partner there, but it shouldn't be to such an extent that you wouldn't recognize this person, that their beliefs and who they really are fundamentally has changed. Okay, so being yourself is one of those things. It's important that you be able to be yourself, that your partner be able to be themselves. If he's able to be himself with you and you are able to be yourself with him, then yes, bingo, you've clapped it. Lifestyle. Keep that one. Now, here's the next one. I don't really like this one so much, but it helps. Being friends. Okay, this is not in that immature way. It's like, he's my best friend. And then not so much. Like, they are just conversations and things that shouldn't really happen between partners. Not because we're hiding it, just because it's inappropriate. You know what I'm talking about. Like, there is no way I'm not even going to make an example. I'm fine with not making an example. I have exonerated myself from. Don't forget that my partner is my producer, you guys. I'm okay with not making an example about this. But I'm talking about being friends with each other, and not in that nonsensical way where you're just like, yeah, it's my best friend, but you're like not really actually friends. You should be able to talk about anything within reason. I mean, there's just nonsense that you shouldn't be thinking that you're talking to your grandma and just come down to your man with some nonsense. Some things in are a matter of respect. So within the confines of still being respectful, you should be able to. And I think when I'm talking about being best friends of each other, it's about looking out for each other, having each other's interests at heart, being there for each other in a really profound way, looking for ways in which to support each other in a way that friends support each other. Yeah, so that's what I mean. That's the best friends part. That's like really paramount. Yeah, all right, so looking for ways to outlove each other. And I mean, I'm using this loosely, right? But I really mean that those things that you become aware of that your partner likes, that you can just kind of make sure are there, next time they need it or something, and just unexpected ways of expressing that I care for you and I love you. Looking for those ways to like sort of do that to each other without being asked and stuff like that. Like when you catch someone who's constantly looking for things like that person thinks you stickn't. Keep them. All right. Acceptance. Acceptance is one for me that I think this is a non-negotiable, totally non-negotiable. Acceptance in the sense that you are welcome as you are. Like, as you are. Dali, as you are. Come as you are. But this is not a come to Jesus moment, okay? It's not like this whole, I am your redeemer, I am going to change you and make you your very... No, it's not. It's literally, truly, you are welcome as you are. Welcoming and embracing them as they are. Yes, we hold space for... I think I should say it like this. I welcome you as you are, and yet I am also very committed to seeing you grow and walking this journey with you, and walking with you as you become everything you want to be in your wildest dreams. Which means then, guys, true love is nothing if not a space in which to dream together, to share your purpose with each other, to make up stories about what life looks like in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, next week, 2 hours, next Friday. Just constantly, inviting each other to the future. I think one of the most romantic things is to invite each other to something a year from now. If you're starting to date someone, it could be pretty cool when you know that you really like this person to invite them to something that happens in 2 years' time. It almost like without saying it outright says, I see myself with you still in that time, So dream together. Share your purpose. Share your stories. Share your hopes. Share your dreams. Share your nightmares. Then dream together, Make up things together. And then that other type of love. Play together. Just like, I've seen couples that prank each other. I'm not sure about the pranking each other business, but definitely play it together, Whatever that is for you and your family, whatever suits your kind of lifestyle. But certainly find ways to play together and have fun together and have moments of laughing together. They say that successful couples have 5 positive experiences for every 1 negative experience they have together. So if you have, you're going to have negative experiences and they cannot be really avoided. But plan and prepare and put work towards some of the positive experiences, because even just the experience of planning towards it actually helps you to get to a place where it's going to be so much fun. Remember when we used to hype ourselves for like that school trip to the zoo? Like, there's nothing special about it. It's just that we're going to be there with all of our friends and our teachers, and it's going to be so much fun, and it's out of school. And now we're so hyped, and it's like all of life is about this one day that we're going to do this thing. So that energy is helpful in a relationship, because it kind of propels you to be hopeful for something. And when you can regularly be hopeful towards something you're looking forward to, so it's not even about the doing of the things. It can be something as boring as ever that you end up doing, but the planning towards it, the like sort of looking forward to it together, having that spirit of futureness with each other, it also helps, because you are projecting to your future selves a little bit of your love every time that you do that. Yeah. Also, don't forget to gossip, guys. As a couple, okay? I mean, my sisters know that if you tell me and you don't want my man to know, well, I'm sorry. Maybe he might not know. Mara is like, you're putting me in a tough position. Why are you coughing, Dali? Are you okay? Anyway, so there is that. Like actually, I don't even mean about specifically gossip. I'm asking you to be armor bearers of each other. Be the person that is the trusted person in each other's lives. I know for a fact that in a lot of my dreams and my things that I've wanted to do with my life, being able to say that, you know, this thing, this venture I'm taking on, I cannot tell anybody else in the world, but I can tell my partner. And I know that this is the holder of my secrets. Like, I'm gonna gossip to him about what I'm planning, and he's gonna keep a lid on it. And then as it unfolds, the two of us are gonna go to a corner and go, yes, to each other, and just gonna have fun, just like seeing it unfold and come true and stuff like that. But also, if it means that he's gonna wake up at 5 a.m. to go and just like be there with me while I host a guided meditation at the beachfront, he's there. Or if I need to, you know, like, be the person. If your partner rides triathlons, guys, hold the towel, be on the sidelines and be clapping. Give the water to your partner. Be their armor bearer. And that's true love. You gotta be that person, because if you become that person for your partner, then you kind of essentially have a part to play. Really, our most important job to play in true love is to be a witness. To be a witness in the lives of those we love. So what better place to be a witness than right there? Like, you want a sword there, dagger there, shield there. I'm your armor bearer. I got you. And that's like my favorite line ever. Anyways, so here we go. Vulnerability with each other. Being able to be vulnerable with each other without it being a thing that's going to be used against each other. We've already talked about safety. It's paramount. And then I will say the last thing is willingness. Bring willingness / openness. Willingness is another word for openness. Bring willingness. There is no point thinking you're going to be in true love, you're going to be in this relationship, and you are stuck in your ways and you are just unwilling to be moved. Don't be the Rock of Gibraltar. Just be willing. Love is the most powerful force. When we get it right in our lives, when we are able to be the love channels that we are all capable of being, we are able to create lives that are beyond everything we can imagine in the scope of creativity, of beauty, and of majesty. And being able to actually harness and enjoy and experience the love that is in our lives is one of the ways in which we can propel ourselves forward to a more fulfilled life. Oftentimes people think that they find love when they go searching for themselves. And it's funny because like a person will say, I'm going to find myself, and they usually go and find themselves in someone else. I don't know how that works, but I've seen it happen so often. Find yourself within yourself. Be sure of what it is that you want to see, what it is that you want to experience. Sit down, write a note. Write down what you want your life to feel like. What kind of love you want to enjoy. What things are absolutely important for you to experience in your love life, with friends, with family, with your partner. These things are connected. You are not going to be able to have a certain type of partner in your life if you keep a certain type of friends in your life. When you keep a certain type of relationship with your family, with your parents and things like that, you're going to find it difficult to have a certain type of partner in your life. So write down what it is that you really, really want. Get au fait with what it is that your heart desires the most. And then go out and become the kind of person that has that kind of love in their lives. I encourage you to, for the next few days at least, to take on these affirmations. I approve of myself. I love myself. I support myself. This has been The Soul Dive. I am Lebo. I thank you so much for tuning in. Have an awesome, awesome week until we meet again. Bye.